What's up, YouTube? Coming at you again with another pregnancy related video. So as many of you saw, again, a couple days ago, I posted a live 12 DPO pregnancy test and they were both positive. I again posted a follow-up video from my visit to the hospital. I had some spotting, but everything was fine. Today, I kind of wanted to go over with you guys what my early pregnancy symptoms were. A couple days up until I got my positive pregnancy test. So a couple days DPO, which stands for days past ovulation. All right, sorry, I've got my daughter in here. She's messing with my braids. So anyways, let's get right to it. So days 1 through 3 DPO, I had absolutely nothing. No symptoms, no anything whatsoever. I felt totally fine, not even a hint of any kind of pregnancy symptoms or anything that would kind of tip me off to think that maybe I was pregnant. On 4 DPO, I woke up at 3 in the morning and I was starving. And I'm not talking like hungry. I'm talking like my stomach felt like it was going to eat itself. I got up, had a snack, went back to bed, and I was fine. So on 5 DPO, again, I woke up in the middle of the night starving. My stomach was killing me. It was like the most intense hunger pains that I've ever experienced. And I couldn't understand why, because I ate a late dinner that night. And so it wasn't really making sense to me. Again, at this point, I wasn't exactly thinking that I might have been pregnant or anything. I just thought that maybe I was hungry. So on 6 DPO, again, woke up starving. And then that morning I woke up with terrible acne. So I've never had really clear skin, but the pimples were really large and they were like the cystic kind of acne. And the ones where you kind of touch them and they like really hurt. And it was around my jawline and kind of like on my neck. I put a little medicine on it. They kind of went down, but like not really. They were still just kind of noticeable. And I'm still kind of having the same issue now, but a little not as noticeable. I've got one here on my jawline, and then I've got one on its way up here, kind of on my cheek. But anyways, all right, give me a minute, Zophie. So on 7 DPO, again, the same common thing, woke up starving, but then that day my lower back was killing me. And I was also very moody. So I ended up moving from my apartment. My lease was up and my boyfriend helped me move boxes. And he did most of the moving. I really didn't do much, but I couldn't understand why my lower back was still just hurting so bad. Like it felt like I had worked out or, you know, had like slept wrong. It hurt really bad. And no matter how much I stretched it, I even took some Tylenol, it still was just really hurting. On top of that, I was very, very moody. Like my moods were all over the place. I couldn't decide if I was coming or going. The majority of the moodiness was just me complaining about my lower back pain all day. My boyfriend was fed up with me. He said, I don't want to hear about your lower back pain anymore today. He had had enough of it. So on 8 DPO is kind of when my cravings kind of kicked in. It wasn't anything too specific. I just was really craving something starchy and very like full of carbs. So like I really wanted some like French bread and like some fries and muffins. And then that afternoon, like I absolutely had to have some like McDonald's fries with some salt in it. And so that's what I was craving on 8 DPO. But again, these cravings weren't anything to make me be like, oh, I think I might be pregnant. I assumed that these were PMS symptoms because usually around this time, I kind of crave sweet and salty foods too right before I get my period. On 9 DPO, on top of the excessive hunger, I started noticing I had frequent urination. So on top of waking up in the middle of the night hungry, I was waking up to go pee. A lot. And it wasn't just I need to use the restroom. It was I woke up and felt like my bladder was going to explode. Like I almost didn't make it to the bathroom and my bathroom was 3 feet away from my bedroom. On top of that, I was extremely bloated. I mean, like I couldn't even fit in my leggings. That's how bloated I was. And then again, the moodiness. I was very moody, found myself crying for no reason. Ended up watching the Gabriel Fernandez special on Netflix and bawled my eyes out. I mean, it's a very, very sad story. I mean, I would have cried anyways, but I mean, the crying was just excessive and I couldn't stop. I even texted my friend and was like, what's wrong with me? I can't stop crying. I don't know what's wrong. So on 10 DPO, as I got closer to a positive pregnancy test, I noticed that I had sore boobs. Again, this I kind of dismissed as a PMS symptom, didn't think anything of it. One thing, though, that did kind of tip me off to think that I was pregnant was my bra was tight. So on top of my boobs hurting, like my bra was very tight. I could barely get it on. It was like squeezing me to death. Sorry, my battery's getting low here. It was squeezing me to death. And at the end of the day, I just could not wait to take the bloody thing off. And it was so tight, it left kind of indent marks around my ribs and around like my sides and stuff. So again, these were, at this point now, I kind of was thinking, okay, I might be pregnant. So I went ahead and took a test and it was negative. On 11 DPO, which was one day before I got my BFP, which is a big fat positive, I came down with cold symptoms. Again, I dismissed this as not a pregnancy symptom simply because, like I said, my boyfriend and I had been moving, and while we were moving boxes from the apartment to the truck, it started raining and it got cold. So I got soaked and I was cold and I woke up with a sore throat and a stuffy nose. And like I said, I dismissed this as, okay, I've got a cold, no big deal. Totally didn't, attribute any of these symptoms to pregnancy. On top of that, I was very irritable. And again, I'm not talking just like irritable, like I'm talking like I was off my rocker. Hysterical crying. I picked a fight with my boyfriend. I mean, like it was really, really bad. I mean, the crying, I was ugly crying and I couldn't stop. And it was like, every time I tried to stop crying, like I felt it like come up from like my stomach. It was like an uncontrollable crying. Please give me a minute. So on 12 DPO, which happened to be a Sunday morning, I took a clear blue digital test and within a couple minutes it came up positive. So again, on 12 DPO is when I got my positive pregnancy test. On this day also, I woke up with excessive cervical mucus, which I know is a little TMI, but I had gone to the restroom that morning not thinking that I was going to take a pregnancy test. I had already dismissed any thoughts of pregnancy out of my mind since I had already gotten a few big fat negatives. I thought surely there's no way I'm pregnant at this point. But like I said, I woke up that morning, went to the restroom, and there was a huge glob of like cervical mucus in my underwear. And I was like, that's strange. That usually doesn't happen to me. So like I said, I went ahead and took a Clearview digital and it was a BFP. It was very positive. So again, just a quick recap of all my symptoms: hunger, sore boobs, acne, fatigue. I've started to notice some fatigue now that, let's see, I'm about a week out from when I got my positive test. And I've started to notice, like I said, some like a little bit of nausea. It hasn't been too bad now, but the fatigue has really started to kick in. When I lay down, I find myself not wanting to get back up. Like I just feel so tired. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion. And that just kind of lingers throughout the day. I just got to try my best to push through it, but it's really tough sometimes. Excuse me. Another symptom that I've kind of noticed is food doesn't taste as good as it used to. So I find myself again with the excessive hunger. I'm hungry. I want to eat, but when I eat the food, it doesn't taste good. which I'm hoping goes away because I'd like to enjoy my food again sometime soon. And then again, another one of my symptoms, I'm still just very bloated. Just having a hard time putting pants on, getting underwear on. My bra's still fitting tight. I'm sure this is all just gas and water weight at this point. Because I'm probably, like 4 weeks, couple days. This isn't I'm getting big because I'm looking pregnant. This is just my body's probably getting ready for the pregnancy. But other than that, I haven't had any symptoms that are too extreme. I feel great. I'm going back to work tomorrow. I have, again, with the cold symptoms, I haven't been feeling too well this week with the stuffy nose and the cough, and everybody's panicking about this coronavirus thing, but it's not that. So, drop a comment below. Let me know what your DPO symptoms were. Let me know how you guys are handling this coronavirus outbreak. Let me know if you guys are under quarantine, and if you are, what you're doing to pass the time. Also, any pregnant ladies out there, let me know what you're doing to protect yourself from this virus. I've heard that the virus has been rather kind to women and children, that it's mostly kind of affecting, the elderly population, but you can never really be too safe. So like I said, drop a comment, let me know what's going on in y'all's lives, and I will catch up with you guys next time. Take care. Bye.